Jaguars. This is Mrs. Kosa, your principal.
And Mrs. Honig, your assistant principal.
We are so excited that you are here, and we are looking forward to seeing you build friendships, support each other, and learn together this school year.
And while you're at Spanaway Elementary, you're probably wondering, what does it look like to stay safe and healthy?
So at this time, we're going to keep everyone safe and healthy by keeping the number of people low in our school. So if you drive your student to school, use our parent pickup loop on Park Avenue and stay in your car, and they will walk to the playground. If you're a walking family, families, please do not walk your child into the playground. Just drop them off at the fence, and I promise they will get to school safely, and they will be so excited to see their classmates and teachers. And at this time, we're not having volunteers.
So remember, before coming to schools, make sure that your families, you're keeping your child home if they're not feeling well. You're also keeping them home if you or another family member has been exposed to someone with COVID-19. It is very important that you communicate this with our attendance clerk, Miss Penny Lee.
Students, remember, if you're not feeling well, tell your family. Let them know if you have a stomach ache, a sore throat, a cough, etc. Also, students, before you start school the next day, that night before, make sure you have 2 clean masks that fit properly, one that you're going to wear to school and another one in your backpack. You will also need to have a set of headphones and a water bottle.
When you arrive to school, if you are a bus rider, you will be dropped off and picked up in the bus loop. If you're parent pickup or parent drop-off, then that will happen in the pickup loop on Park Avenue. And parents, please do not leave your vehicles. Stay in your vehicles. That will help us out so much. Thank you for doing that ahead of time. Wear your mask covering your nose and mouth. Walk through the appropriate doors. Going to your classroom, make sure that you sanitize your hands so we can stay safe when you enter the building, and stay at least 3 feet apart from others.
So using hand sanitizer is available all over the school. And sometimes we're not able to access a sink, and using hand sanitizer is another way to keep ourselves healthy. Just pump enough in your hands to cover your hands and rub your hands until completely dry. We have a student showing us how to do that.
Enter the classroom with a level 0 voice. Put enough hand sanitizer on your hands to cover your hands. Rub until they are completely dry, making sure you get in between your fingers and the tops and the bottoms of your hands. Walk quietly with a level 0 voice back to your desk. And continue your work quietly.
Wow, he did such a great job sanitizing his hands so he could get back to learning.
So when you're not sanitizing your hands and you need to have clean hands, you're going to be washing your hands. So to wash your hands, you want to make sure you're washing at least 20 seconds with soap and water. And you need to make sure that you're washing your hands and not sanitizing before you eat and after you eat and returning from recess. And we have a Jaguar showing us what washing hands looks like.
After wetting your hands and applying soap, rub your hands in between your fingers on the tops and bottoms of your hands, sing ABCs or happy birthday 2 times. Rinse it off with water. Get your paper towels. Completely dry your hands with the paper towels. Throw your trash in the garbage can and walk with a level 0 back to your desk and continue your work.
You probably noticed that she stopped singing the alphabet at P, but you know what? She really did her entire alphabet, but for recording purposes and keep it time short, we cut it off at P, and she did a great job of washing her hands.
So you've probably heard the term social distancing a lot lately, Jaguars, and that's something that we are going to do at Spanaway Elementary every single day. It means that you're going to stay in your learning space or your own space. You're going to stay at least 3 feet apart, and where you can, stay even further apart than 3 feet, but at least 3 feet apart in classrooms, hallways, bathrooms, and recess. To test to see if you are at least 3 feet apart, put your arms out completely side to side and leave space between you and people next to you. If you do that when you are walking around or with other people, you will be practicing social distancing and helping to keep yourself safe and others healthy.
Wearing masks. So everyone's going to be wearing masks in the building, including the adults in the building. So you need to make sure that you're wearing your mask before you come into the building, and you make sure that the mask fits you properly, covering your nose and your mouth at all times. You're going to wear your mask the whole time you're at school, except when you're eating and drinking, and when you're taking a mask break outside. Again, you're going to keep your hands free of your mask so that you're not playing with it and it can stay on your face, covering your nose and your mouth. And sometimes you may need to switch out masks. So come to school with 2 clean masks in your backpack and check that the night before and before you go to bed. And then you're going to make sure that you wear it when you come to school, just in case you need another one to switch out.
Sometimes we might have to cough or sneeze, and ooh, how do we do that with a mask on? Well, you don't take your mask off. First, you cough and sneeze into your mask and elbow. Then, you'll replace your mask with a clean mask if needed. After, be sure you wash or sanitize, preferably wash your hands afterwards. That's what you do if you have to cough or sneeze into your mask.
So what if you need to ask for help or go to the bathroom? Or if you're not feeling well, what do you need to do? You're going to make sure that you raise your hand to ask for help or ask for a bathroom break and tell your teacher you're not feeling well. For a bathroom break or to see the nurse, make sure that you get permission from your teacher first before you leave your seat. And we have a Jaguar modeling what that's going to look like.
Yeah, Kyla. Yes, you can. Don't forget to sanitize your hands first.
So if you are leaving the room to use the restroom, you're going to use the restroom that's closest to your classroom. And your teachers on the first days of school are going to show you which bathrooms those are. But here's a picture, an example of what our bathrooms look like. We have one set upstairs and another set of bathrooms like this downstairs. And we ask that only one student per class use the restroom at a time. And your teachers will let you know what that looks like. Be sure you wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds before returning to class, and when you return to class, sanitize your hands once you enter the classroom.
So something that is different from last year is that last year we had one student who was able to just wash their hands at a time at the sink. Now we can do 2 students at a time at the sink. And what if the sink is full? What if 2 students are using it? What you're going to do is that you're going to wait on a standing spot next to the trash cans. But what if both standing spots are taking? Then you're going to stop or stand on an arrow at least 3 feet apart from the others in the hallway next to the people standing next to the trash cans. And then you're going to wait until a spot opens up by the trash cans, and then you're going to wait until a spot opens up for the sink.
So most of the time, Jaguars, you will be in your classroom, but sometimes you might go to art, music. Maybe you need to come to the office for some reason. So when you need to move around the building, you're going to follow the arrow signs on the floors when you walk in the hallways, and you will see these arrow signs all throughout the building. Always wear your mask, covering your nose and your mouth when you're anywhere in the building. And when you move throughout the building, make sure you stay at least 3 feet apart from others. The arrows on the floor will help you to know if you're 3 feet apart. Use the correct doors for entering and exiting the building. Enter and exit signs are posted on all of the doors. Here's a couple of examples on leaving your classroom and walking in the hallways.
Okay, class, go ahead and put your pencils down, push it in your chairs, and go line up. Ooh, I love the way you're checking if you're 6 feet. Good. Okay, go ahead, put your arms down. Make sure you stay this far apart from the person in front of you. And let's go. Come on, Mia. All the way behind your throws on the arrow. And let's go. Walk this way. It's okay. It's okay.
So in that video, the teacher did say 6 feet. Where we can, we're going to be more than 3 feet apart, but at minimum, we're going to be at least 3 feet. Here's another example of walking in the hallway.
Make sure your body is facing in the same direction as the arrows are pointing, walking with level 0 voice, keeping your hands to yourself and not touching the walls.
So what about when it's the end of the school day? What do we need to do? So we need to make sure that we use soap and water or wipes to clean our desk, our chair, and other materials before you leave the day. And then make sure that you sanitize your hands before you leave the classroom.
So what do I do if I'm feeling sick while at school? I felt good in the morning, but sometime during the day I didn't feel very well. Let your teacher know right away. Or if you're not with your teacher, any staff member can help you if you're not feeling well. Tell them how you're feeling, and then they will help you to know what you need to do next. Most likely, they'll contact the office, and you might come down to see the health clerk where she might take your temperature and ask you what you're feeling so she can determine what next steps are going to be. We'll probably call mom and dad at home also.
So, what if you go to the nurse with COVID-19 symptoms? So, you may be asked to go to Hawaii. We like the term Hawaii better than isolation room. So, when we ask you to go to Hawaii, then you will be met there by an adult. And they'll be waiting there in a gown, mask, face shield, and gloves. And they may look like a doctor. So, don't be scared. They're there to make sure that you are being helped and safe. So, when you get there, you're going to explain your symptoms. Fever, cough, sore throat, stomach ache, hard to breathe, whatever symptoms you have, make sure that you share those with the adult. And in most cases, you may be sent home.
So I know our Jaguars, Miss Honig, our Jaguars are so wonderful. And last year, they did such a great job of making sure that they kept themselves safe and others safe and healthy by following the expectations. But we know that sometimes we might forget, or sometimes we may not listen to an adult. So if that happens, if you choose not to follow the safety expectations, we will contact your family and we'll work with your family to create a plan to help you to be successful. Because we know that sometimes we all need a little bit of help sometimes. But if the safety expectations still aren't being followed, we will contact home and may ask the adult to come and pick you up until you can show us that you can be successful in helping to keep not only yourself safe, but our entire Jaguar family.
So Jaguars, we are so looking forward to having everyone back together again. And we cannot wait to see you soon. So Jaguars, what do Jaguars do?
Jaguars strive and rise. Make it a great year.